Elias Mercer found sanctuary in chemistry, while his classmates navigated social hierarchies. At 17, his hands perpetually stained with reagents, he could make solutions change color and compounds glow in darkness. His parents had died in a laboratory accident when he was 7, finding comfort in the very science that claimed them. When Professor Warner forced him to tutor failing student Connor Reed, son of pharmaceutical mogul Richard Reed, Elias reluctantly agreed. Their relationship evolved into something resembling friendship. Connor introduced Elias to parties and to Vanessa Liu, a brilliant student who actually seemed interested in his research. The illusion shattered when both became semi-finalists in the nationwide Young Scientists Fellowship. The night before presentations, Connor invited Elias to celebrate. Elias awoke with a splitting headache, delivered a disastrous presentation, and later spotted his grandmother's sleeping medication in Connor's pocket. "You drugged me," Elias whispered. Connor's expression hardened. "Prove it." Days later, Warner called Elias to his office. "The competition found similarities between your research and published work from Reed Pharmaceuticals." In one weekend, Elias lost his academic reputation and future. 6 months passed. Connor attended Princeton while Elias worked in his grandmother's flower shop by day and conducted research in his basement laboratory by night. He had discovered Reed Pharmaceuticals' newest drug, Renovix, worked brilliantly short-term but secretly accelerated nerve damage with prolonged use. Using forged credentials, Elias infiltrated Reed Pharmaceuticals. In a conference room, he added drops of his specialized compound to Richard Reed's coffee cup, a catalyst designed to remain dormant until activated by Renovix itself. 2 days later, during a live-streamed press conference, Richard Reed took the first official dose of Renovix. 30 seconds passed before he clutched the podium, his face contorting as his legs buckled. He experienced in minutes what patients would suffer over months, what the company had deliberately hidden. By morning, videos went viral. Reed Pharmaceuticals stock plummeted. Investigations launched. Richard Reed survived, but with permanent damage. Connor's prestigious university program rescinded his acceptance. Justice served until Elias's grandmother collapsed in her flower shop with identical symptoms. His compound had transferred to her through trace residues as he worked with flowers after his experiments. Horrified, Elias provided doctors with a partial formula, enough to treat her without revealing his crime. She stabilized, but news alerts warned of FBI investigations and environmental contamination near Reed Pharmaceuticals. The realization that his actions had hurt an innocent, the person he loved most, devastated Elias. He had to find a solution before more damage was done. That night, he infiltrated the university's advanced chemistry lab, working frantically to develop a neutralizing agent that could counter his compound's effects in the environment. "I thought I might find you here," said Vanessa Liu, entering the university lab where Elias worked. "How did you know?" he asked, after she revealed she knew everything. "Reed Pharmaceuticals hurt my cousin in an earlier trial. She didn't survive. Vanessa helped perfect his neutralizing compound. Chemistry taught us every action has consequences, Elias. Some reactions, once started, can't be fully reversed, only redirected toward equilibrium." Together they prepared the neutralizing solution, carefully packing vials for deployment. Under cover of darkness, Elias began treating contaminated areas while investigations into Richard Reed intensified. His grandmother slowly recovered at home, though Elias carried the weight of what he'd done to her. Environmental tests gradually showed the contamination receding. Elias enrolled at university, choosing environmental remediation as his focus. His work became about healing systems rather than disrupting them. Occasionally, he would see Vanessa in her research lab, now conducting legitimate studies with the university's top biochemistry team. Meanwhile, Reed Pharmaceuticals faced total collapse amidst lawsuits and testimony from former employees. Connor's name disappeared from scientific circles. Elias found purpose in his new environmental work, using his knowledge to restore rather than destroy. When he and Vanessa passed on campus, they acknowledged each other with small nods, co-conspirators in a balanced equation. In his new laboratory notebook, Elias wrote a single line: "In chemistry, as in life, equilibrium is not the absence of reaction, but the perfect balance of opposing forces." If this story sparks something in you, hit like and subscribe, because every reaction needs a catalyst.